Hello and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Millie and I love any makeup, especially shiny, shifty, and sparkly eyeshadows. And today I have a very exciting new release for you, and this is the new Game Beauty palette, the Victory palette. I have a video out with their previous two eyeshadow palettes. They did send this to me in PR, so thank you so much to Game Beauty. And if you're not familiar with Game Beauty, they do basically video game themed eyeshadow palettes, and so far they've done like a fantasy one, a more like grassy green one, and then this one is the Victory themed one. And of course their packaging, the artwork is once again absolutely stunning. And on the inside we do have a very fall themed color story. And so here are the swatches. I do gotta say that the mattes feel much more pigmented and buttery versus thin. Some of the other mattes in their other two palettes felt a little on the thin side, and then the shimmers in this palette do feel very different from some of the other shades in the previous palettes. And there are no glitters, so if you're interested in the three looks I created, then just keep watching and I'll give you some of my thoughts on this palette at the end of the video. Putting Pug or P-U-G in my crease and just blending that upwards. Adding a little bit more. Then OP into the crease again, and I'm going to blend it into PUG just to deepen it up a little bit. I feel like these are blending so easily together. And then putting Tank on my outer corners. It's going to be a pretty simple, neutral look. Just blending that out. I'm taking the J-Cat glitter primer. I'm gonna kind of put it all over the lid. I'm doing like a half cut crease with this. Gonna make sure I have enough. I'm picking up Glory and I'm gonna put that in the center of my lid and blending it into Tank. This shade is so pretty. Can you like see all the different sparkles in it? I think that's really, really interesting how it has all those sparkles. And then gold on the inner portion. This is pretty much the look, the first look I did with this palette off camera. And I loved it. It was super easy to do. I did not cut the crease that time, but I do like doing it this time. So I'm just blending that. I'm just going to go in with Tank again and just help smooth out this outer corner. Priming with the Natasha Denona primer again. I'm going to pat Hard Candy all over the lid. And then blend the crease. And that blended out beautifully for such a deep teal. I'm just going back in with a little bit more. Next, I'm putting the J-Cat glitter primer all over the lid. Picking up Glass Cannon and putting it on the outer and inner third. So pretty. That is so pretty. Whoa. And then going in with Loot right in the center. Then blending it into the other shades. I'm going to take my blending brush and just make sure everything is blended, including the shimmer. I don't mind having the shimmer in my crease, and that looks beautiful. I'm going to go in with my finger just to see how it goes on with a finger. Probably even better with the finger. So I put on a Salon Perfect 694 lashes, and then we're gonna finish off the lower lash line. So going in with Tank on this eye and just connecting my lower lash line. And that's kind of the extent of it. I don't want to do too much. And then Hard Candy on this eye. And also just going to leave it like that, nice and simple. For the inner corner highlight, going in with Loot, and I did spray my brush because this does feel a little bit like on the looser side in the pan. So here's the first finished look. And then here's the second finished look. For this look, I'm actually priming with the ABH primer. It's been a while. Starting off with Hard Carry right here. I'm gonna put that into the kind of inner crease and then take it up. And I'm just trying to lay it down first. And then I'm gonna start blending, and then I'll start kind of packing on more and building it up as I want to. Turned down the lighting a little bit, felt like it was a little bright. Hopefully that's better, so I'm just putting on a little bit more. Just trying to really deepen it up in there. And I'm taking GG and I'm gonna put that on the outer portion of my eye, and I'm just gonna do like a triangle shape with that and really trying to keep away from actually blending it into the teal. Taking some Tank, I'm just gonna deepen that up. And then taking it across my lash line. Okay, I feel like I went with a little too much and I lost some of this orange, so let me go back in and add that back in. Taking the NYX glitter primer, and I'm going to kind of use it to map out where I'm going to put the shimmer, which is sort of like cutting the crease in a way, but not fully. Taking Loot and putting it where I just put the glitter primer down. This shade is so shiny. It's honestly even better in real life, like in person. I'm just kind of taking it across. I'm going back in with Tank and just running that across my lash line to clean that up a little bit because some of the shimmer went down a little far down. To finish off this look, I'm going in with Tank and I'm going to connect that on my lower lash line. And then taking GG and I'm going to blend that into the bottom of that and connect it into the wing. And I'm taking Gold and putting it underneath my lower lash line. I've been actually really liking metallics on my under eyes. I feel like it just adds a little bit of like brightness. And then in the waterline, I'm putting the Sugar Drizzle Multichrome Liner in Flame. You can use my code that is affiliated up on the screen in case you're interested in these. I've been really enjoying them. And here's the finished look. Okay, so even just from swatching, I could tell that there was something a little bit different going on here, and I did message them about it, and I was right. They did alter the mattes to swatch better, but I would say they also perform a bit better. I think they had a bit more punch, and they also layered really beautifully. I had no patchy issues or anything like that, and I have used all the shades, and I've also done a look, 2 looks actually off camera with this palette, and I gotta say, I mean, these blend really, really easily. They pack a punch, and the shimmers are really, really where this palette shines. I am so, so excited that they did seem to have done something a little special with this palette, and they did improve the shimmers. I'm not really a fan of satins, and the other 2 palettes do have satins in them. And then they also had a glitter in the first, or 2 glitters in the first palette, and then in the second palette, they had also some like mixed mica shimmer, where it was like more of a flaky texture of spots mixed in with like a metallic formula. And these are just really stunning, especially Loot. I mean, it's so, so shiny and really, really sparkly, and so is Glass Cannon. And then Glory is really, really cool because it has those like flecks throughout it. It's just really interesting, so I really, really hope to see more of this from them. There's only 2 critiques I have of this palette, and that is that I do think that there are too many oranges in here or too many similar tones. It is definitely fall themed, and I'm not going to take that away from this color story. However, these 3 are pretty similar, especially on the lid. I would have liked to seen either like a yellow or maybe like another version of Hard Candy where it's like a lighter or like mid-tone teal to also go with that shade to use in the crease, so that, you know, you don't have to kind of keep the oranges separate from the teal, because if they mix they will get muddy. So that is definitely one thought I had even just when I first saw the launch of this palette. And then the other thing about this palette is, so when you have it this way, which is the way you would look at it, and then you would open it this way, and this is exactly how the other palettes are, and I noticed it with the other two, it's just like a little nitpicky thing. And so when you open it the way you would open it, it's actually upside down inside, so you have to twist it. So I think that's just something I would just like to see this like flipped, so that when you open it you already see the text like at reading level and you don't have to be flipping the palette over. But that's just like a little thing. But I do understand it's because you wanna, because this way you're obviously not gonna be holding the palette like staring in the mirror. But I don't ever use the mirrors that are in palettes. But otherwise, just those two things, and I'm really excited to see what they do next. I'm really curious if they will keep doing palettes, or if they're gonna trickle in some lip products, maybe some eyeliners or something. Will be really interesting. I'm definitely looking out more for the future launches from Game Beauty. And thanks again, Game Beauty, so much for sending me this palette. And I do have an affiliate code with Game Beauty that I will put up on the screen here if you're interested in this palette or the other two and would like to save some monies. So let me know in the comments below if you plan on picking this palette up. Have you already picked it up? And so that's everything for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you subscribe. There's so much indie makeup content already on my channel and much more to come. You don't want to miss out. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.